If setting up Facebook ads and Instagram ads has seemed really, really overwhelming to you, that's kind of by design. There's a lot of things going on Facebook that they're doing to try to get some more of your money. I'm just going to be really, really honest with you. That doesn't mean that Facebook ads, Meta ads are not a means of getting some more leads and potentially growing your music school. But there's just going to be a couple little sneaky check boxes and things like that that you're going to have to be aware of to make sure that you're using your budget as efficiently as possible. That's what I want to show you here today. My name is Mike. I'm a coach here at the BAM Squad. I specialize in digital marketing, tracking, analytics, all of that fun stuff. But I also own 2 music schools of my own here in the lovely state of Ohio. So let's get right on into it. What we're going to do is we're going to build up an ad. I'm going to skip over a couple parts that aren't pertinent to this video, but I want to show you these really sneaky settings that Facebook has set up that you're going to have to be really careful about. Cool? So let's hop on over. So first and foremost, you're going to want to get to a screen that looks something like this. Maybe you don't have as much ads or campaigns or whatever the case may be. Easiest way to do that, I find, because Facebook does have a couple different ways that you can run ads with them, which is more confusing than anything, right? So what I recommend, just go right into your little browser box here and just type in adsmanager.facebook.com. This should take you to where you need to go. This is a more complicated system than maybe one that you have seen, but the more simplified systems also don't even give you the options for some of the things that I'm going to show you, and you're basically just giving Facebook your credit card and saying, hey, have at it, right? And that's probably not going to be super effective, right? So go to adsmanager.facebook.com. Might look scary. I'm here to help you, though. Don't you fear. You might have to go to this little drop down and find your ads account or your business page or whatever the case may be. Again, we talk about how to set all this up. If you're totally new to these things over in the BAM Squad modules, we are here to help. Cool. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to start creating a generic ad, and I'm going to show you some of the things that you need to be mindful of, okay? For more in-depth details and strategies on these things of engagement versus leads versus traffic campaigns and all of that fun stuff, again, BAM Squad modules is going to have all that for you. But for here, I'm just going to hit leads. I'm going to hit continue. I would do this manual leads campaign or manual pretty much whenever you can get away with it. Again, I know we're running music schools and we're really, really busy and we don't have time to learn all of these ins and outs. So more automatic things sounds better than manual things. But again, unfortunately, Facebook is just going to spend your money and not give you the data you need. And it's going to get a little bit messy. So we'll do manual. Cool. And then we're going to hit continue. And it's going to pull right on up here. So most of the things that we're going to be talking about today is actually in the ad set level. Okay, so Facebook ads have 3 levels. They have the ad level, they have the ad set level, and they have the campaign level. That's for another video to talk a little bit more in detail about that. But again, if you've run some of these before, this should look a little bit familiar. And even if you're a bit of a pro, I really think some of these things are going to help you out. Okay, so we're going to go to the ad set. And we're going to go talk about audiences. So in another vlog that I made here, we talked about how to set up custom audiences and lookalike audiences. Here I want to show you how to actually throw them into your Facebook ads account when you're running ads, but also the tricky things that Facebook is trying to do, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to scroll on down. First thing you want to be mindful of is this thing called audience controls, okay? This is very, very important, especially when it comes to location settings, okay? So any type of audience that you put in Facebook, Facebook is immediately going to want that to go as it wants to go as crazy with it as it possibly can for its algorithm, and it wants to do all these things. I also think just because they want some more money, who's to say, right? So make sure that you're checking these audience controls and definitely making sure that you have something specific to your business. Because notice, my default here is United States. I do not want to advertise the entire United States, right? So you're going to want to hit edit here, and then you can just exit out of this. And then under search locations, my little tip is you can actually just type in your own, the street address for your own music school. Sometimes it doesn't always pop up, but you can kind of see here, and I'll throw in some cities, right? You can kind of see, or you can find something at least very, very close. Like, oh yeah, this thing is sure is close to me. And then I would recommend doing a radius. It's going to be dependent for you on how wide you want that radius to be. But normally 5, 8, 10, 12 miles is about as far as you want to go. It just depends. Maybe even less if you're in a very populated city or maybe with a lot of competition, things like that. Cool? That's super important. Make sure you do that. Otherwise, all this work you did setting up audiences is just going to go to the entire United States and you're going to waste a bunch of money, or the entire country, whatever country that you may be in, all of United Kingdom, all of New Zealand. You don't want that most of the time, I would say. Okay? Now, here's where the meat of the problem is. We have this thing called an Advantage Plus audience. What does this mean? What this means is Facebook is saying, hey, Advantage Plus audience, let us figure it out for you. We're going to use our beautiful algorithm strategies, and we're going to find the best results for you with this Advantage Plus audience, which sounds great. And to be fair, I do use Advantage Plus audiences quite often as part of a bigger strategy. But when you're first starting, this can potentially be a little bit messy, right? So what you want to do actually, if you're targeting specific audiences, and let me actually back up and say, what I would do, I don't really run Advantage Plus audiences until I've tested something and I know that it seems to be working. Then I use Advantage Plus audience to just throw gas on the fire. So then I say, all right, I know that these headlines work. I know that these images work. I know that this offer is something that people are responding to. And then I'll say, hey, Facebook, here you go. Go crazy with this. Let's just put some volume on it. But again, considering these controls that I put up here. So I'll say, hey, find me more people in this area. But now I have a winning ad, right? But before we do that, I like to do some more manual audiences, what I talked about in the other vlog. So what you want to do is right here, and they're kind of sneaky about this, you want to hit this switch to original audience options, okay? You want to click on that, and then it's going to basically tell you, hey, don't do that. It's going to improve your performance by 33%. That's not true. I'm sorry, okay? It can, but there's other factors here. So we're going to hit use original audience rather than the big blue use Advantage Plus like they want us to, okay? So now we are in standard audiences, okay? And we're going to talk more about strategy in some other videos, but what you'll be able to do here is now if I hit these custom audiences, we can see these audiences that we created in the audiences section that I talked about in another vlog. So now I can remarket to my warm people. I can remarket to people who have been on my website. I can do this offer for people who are similar to my current customers. All the things we talked about. It's all right here, right? So I might just hit, maybe I'll do main site visitors. Well, that's a lookalike, but yeah, that's fine. We'll just keep that there for right now. And then maybe we'll go down here and we'll do, okay, yeah, people who viewed my Instagram past 90 days, whatever. Most of the time, I will throw multiple in there, and I'll just kind of have a big collection of warm audiences. So people who, in the past X amount of time, have been to my website, have been to my Facebook, or have been to my Instagram, or whatever the case may be, right? Some type of warm audience, right? Here's where Facebook gets particularly tricky. This is the whole thing. I hate that they do this, all right? I want to circle it in real big red. Remember when we clicked use original audience and we got a pop-up that said, hey, don't do that, don't do that. Use my Advantage Plus audience. It's better for you. And we said, no, thank you, right? Well, even though we very politely said, no, thank you, check out what happened. See this? Advantage custom audience. Reach people beyond your custom audience or lookalike when it's likely to improve your performance. That's Advantage Plus in different words. That's what they told us. That's what we told them we didn't want to engage with, right? But guess what? It's automatically checked. So all this work that you did and this sneaky little checkbox is going to ruin all of that, okay? So if you are targeting warm audiences, which again I like to recommend, all right, you want to uncheck that box. I have seen Facebook accounts sink from having that one thing checked. That again, it's easy to even just pass over, especially if you're not familiar with Facebook ads. You're just looking at all these different things. It's overwhelming. You're not going to notice this little checkbox or even really know what this means, maybe, if you're unfamiliar, right? Kind of sneaky, Facebook, I would say, okay? So make sure that that is unchecked, okay? We do not want to be doing that. I pinky promise. Cool. So checking that one box, it can save you a bunch of money. Make sure that your Facebook ads are running more effectively. I hope that helps. If there's more questions, throw some comments here below. We have some really in-depth modules for this and Google Ads and analytics and all the fun tracking and nerdy stuff over the BAM Squad modules as well. Hope to see you guys there.